Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. Where are we gonna go today? I'm glad you asked that question. So I'm thinking northern Italy. There's a region up there called the Piedmonte, and that's where my family's from. So my father's side of the family, the Borio side, is from a little village, Costioli di Aste, and it's southeast of Milan, and it's a beautiful little village. And when I go there, or in that area, if you will, there's a cookie that is very, very popular. It's great for dunking. It's great to have after dinner. It's great to have a snack in the afternoon. It's great to have for breakfast. Hell, it's great to have any time of the day. And this is the shortbread cornmeal cookie. It's also called a Piemontese Polenta Cookie, or biscotti. So it's a cookie that is made from cornmeal and flour and then butter and just absolute deliciousness. So number one, we're gonna need some cornmeal. Now, when you're buying cornmeal, you can buy like a polenta cornmeal. It's all pretty much the same. The difference is the grind and the color. So traditionally, these cookies near the Piemontese region are gonna be made with a yellow cornmeal. And in this case, we're gonna want something fine, you know, the small grind. So we don't want the big, large, coarse grind that you'd have in, let's say, a polenta. In this case, we want something more in a meal form. So what I've got here is cornmeal, ground flour, and I've got 1 1/4 cup of yellow, finely ground cornmeal. And the beauty with cornmeal is it brings another flavor. It brings another depth of, if you will, sugars and starches that you're gonna bring to the cookie that you wouldn't necessarily get just with regular flour. Next, we're gonna need to add some flour. So what I've got here is 1 2/3 cups of pastry flour. Now, all-purpose flour will be fine. I certainly like a cake or pastry flour. It's finely ground and it has a really low protein content. I prefer, if possible, to get unbleached, unenriched. That way you're getting just the flavor of the flour. Next, we're gonna add some sweetness, some dolce, because it's a cookie, right? So we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. White sugar is great. You're gonna need some eggs for this recipe. Now, in this case, we're gonna use 1 whole egg and the yolk of another egg. So let me repeat that again. 1 whole egg, and then you're gonna separate this egg and you're gonna use just the yolk. And why you're doing that is there's an enormous amount of flavor and tenderness and richness that you're gonna get from the fats of the yolk, because the yolk has a lot of fat in it. The protein can create some body and it'll stabilize it, not a lot of flavor in the white of the egg. So we're gonna wanna add some richness and some extra flavor with that additional yolk. We're gonna wanna add some vanilla. So here I've got 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now we wanna add some sunshine. So this recipe calls for some sunshine. And here we're gonna grab a lemon, and we're gonna use the zest of an entire lemon, maybe a small, no more than a medium-sized lemon. So you're looking at about a teaspoon, maybe a heaping teaspoon of lemon zest. And that is just so delicious in this cookie. It adds brightness, and it adds another depth of flavor, and it enhances the flavors of the sweetness along with the cornmeal. Now comes the fat, so the shortbread part of this cookie. So we're gonna add 2 full sticks. That's right, I said that. 2 full sticks of butter. Now we're gonna have it soften, so you want about room temperature. Secondly, ideally, if you can, get unsalted butter. And the reason you wanna do that is because you then can control the salt in your recipe. If you don't have it, don't worry about it, then be mindful. I would not add any salt to this recipe. So unsalted butter, you're gonna add a little pinch of salt. If it's salted butter, do not add any salt. So again, 2 full sticks, room temperature. You're gonna need some salt. We always use either a pink Himalayan. Why? Because it's sexy, pink sexy. Or I like to get some white flaky sea salt from Sicily. So that's what I've been using lately. All right, next is gonna be one of my secret ingredients, and that's gonna be nutmeg. Oh, nutmeg's certainly one of my favorite flavors. It's an ingredient, it's a spice that I love to add to dolce, to things that are sweet. So you're gonna want just a breath of nutmeg, just a couple of swipes on your microplaner, that'll be perfect. Last but not least, you're gonna need some olive oil. Well, actually, that's not true. You don't want to add olive oil in this recipe, but I'll tell you what, if you wanted to add olive oil, you're going to want something Italian because it's an Italian cookie. You're going to want something that's grassy and earthy. It's got a little pepper kick to it. It's got a little bit of a robust flavor, right? It's extra virgin Italian olives. So anybody new to our channel or to our existing subscribers, hello out there, appreciate you guys. So we have a farm in Italy. It's in Puglia, Italy. So not near Milan where we're visiting today. We're actually down by the heel, just above that nice big stiletto heel of Italy, right? And there's a little bump that sticks out, the village called Vico del Gargano. And we work with a whole bunch of farms and co-op to bring you some just absolutely delicious Italian olive oil. Some of the best olive oil extra virgin you're ever gonna have. I named the company after my two boys, Vito and Joe. And you guys are probably thinking, geez, how do I get to buy bottles of it or cases of it? So I want to share with you, hit the link above or below, right? Or go to my webpage or my Facebook page, Cooking Italian with Joe. Just click by it now. We've got a couple of specials that we run every month. And boy, we'll drop ship it right to your front doorstep. And I always think of it as taking a trip to Italy right in a bottle. Now, a couple other things you're going to want to use to make these come out easy. You're going to need a large bowl, mixing bowl. I'm going to use a wooden spatula, olive wood, just beautiful. Next, guys, you're going to want a cookie sheet. You're going to want some parchment paper. You're going to want to use a pastry bag. So this is great. And you're going to want a really large star tip. So this is going to be a thicker dough. So when you're pushing it through there, you want something large to allow the cookies to come out. And last, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees and keep that middle rack open. Guys, to get started with, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add my cornmeal. I'm going to add my cake or pastry flour. I'm going to add my sugar, 3/4 of a cup. I'm going to add my nutmeg here, so I'm going to take just a couple of swipes. Next, I'm going to put in a pinch of my salt. Now, guys, I'm going to add my lemon zest, so just take your microplaner and take your lemon. Oh, I'll tell you, the aroma of lemon smells clean and bright. Now I'm going to take my spatula, guys. I'm going to mix these ingredients really well. Once everything's mixed well, guys, I'm going to go old school. So we're going to just create a well in the middle here. I'm going to set that off to the side. Now I want to add my egg. So just a quick tip with my egg mixture, guys. I'm going to add 1 whole egg, and I'm going to add the yolk of the other egg. And just a quick tip, guys, I always put my egg yolks or eggs in a separate bowl. I never crack them inside of another bowl, just in case you get shell or the egg is bad, or I don't want to ruin what I've already created. So I always check that first. Boy, the eggs are so fresh, they're jumping right out of my jar here. So I'm going to give this a good mix. I also like to mix it ahead of time, and that way my egg mixture is just perfectly mixed before I throw it in there. So now I'm going to grab my well of cornmeal and flour and other delicious ingredients. Go ahead and put your egg mixture right in the middle. Next, let's put our vanilla in there. And last, I'm going to go ahead and put my butter in there. So my full 2 sticks of butter. Now you're going to take the muscles of your forearm here and you're going to just slowly mix everything up. And like you would when you're making a pasta, you just start incorporating a little bit of the flour on the outside. Guys, now that it becomes kind of a crumble, the fastest way to finish this here is just get your hand in there and start squeezing it together. There it goes. And it just starts to stick together. It's just perfect. So guys, I'm mixing the dough. So this is what we're looking for. See how it's kind of soft? You want to be able to squeeze it through your fingers relatively easy, because we're going to put it in the pastry bag. So if you have to add a little water, and that's okay, because certain eggs are going to have a certain amount of moisture content. The flour and the cornmeal will have a certain amount of moisture content. But you got to make it at least soft enough to squeeze, because again, we're going to squeeze it through that pastry bag. Now I'm going to just take my dough and put it in my pastry bag. Guys, now we're going to take our cookie sheet. We're looking at for about a 2-inch circle, and you guys can shape these any shape you want. I'm just going to make a simple donut here. Beautiful. Guys, so that's what we're looking for, that shape. That's just perfect. Let's do another one quick. Guys, those are perfect. I'm going to go ahead and fill this rack up. I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Hey guys, so I've got my trays done. So one of the things my grandmother would do, she'd take something kind of fun. You could put a design on it if you don't have a tip on your pastry bag, if you're using like a Ziploc bag. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to throw these in the oven. Now, we're going to throw in the oven. We're looking at about 15, 20 minutes. Again, every oven has its own personality. So set your timer for 15. I like to go in about 7.5 to 10 minutes. Turn the tray around, just make sure everything's cooking evenly. So we're looking for that golden brown color, golden brown texture, and then we're going to just set them and cool them, and then obviously it's time. My favorite time, it's time to eat them. All right, talk to you guys in a few. Last tip, I've got one of these. This is a Pugliese polenta cookie, shortbread cookie, burn prevention unit, okay? So it's a timer. Guys, how's that look? Beautiful or what? The aroma of that. All right, guys, favorite time. So what do we got? We got Frank Sinatra playing. That's real important. I got myself a latte right here. All right, so let's zoom in and see what these guys look like. You see the granular part of the cornmeal just come off? Just perfect. Got that nice brown crisp. It's gonna have a nice crunch. The aroma, the butter, sugar. You guys ready? Cooking in Town with Joe. Taste-o-vision, smell-o-vision. Open up. All right, I'm gonna have a couple of these before the troops come in. First off, guys, the aroma, the butter, the sugar, and you're getting that nice, almost like a hearty flavor of the cornmeal, which is so delicious. And then you're getting that lemon, the vanilla. You can't even get, I don't get anything of the nutmeg yet, so that'll be great. And then this has got a nice kind of a cracker. If you guys, there it is. Can you hear that? That's going to be good. The texture is perfect. Sweetness. What hits you right away is the cornmeal and the flour, kind of like a cookie. It starts to come in sweet. And then the lemon comes in right at the back end with the vanilla. So good. I love that cornmeal. It's got a heartier crunch. It's got a different flavor, a different complexity of flavor. And totally a shortbread cookie feel, you know, flavor, taste. And it finishes so nicely with the sugar, the butter. And you just keep getting more and more flavor of that cornmeal. Now I'm getting just a little bit, just a hint of the nutmeg. That was so good. It's one of those cookies where when you put it in your mouth and you just keep chewing it, it just gets better and better. The flavors marry a little bit more and a little bit more, and that sweetness with the lemon and the sugar and the butter, it just keeps coming through in flavor as you're chewing on it. Oh, the latte's beautiful. You know, it just cuts it great. And then it prepares the mouth for several more cookies, right? Essentially what I'm thinking is these are like a food group is where I'm at right now. I'm thinking they're a food group, or they should be, right? Thanks so much for joining me and taking a trip up to the Piedmont region of Italy, right where my family's from. What a great recipe, so much fun, so delicious, such a great tradition. Okay guys, a couple of really important things before we wrap this up. You gotta hit that subscribe button. Hey, make you part of the family. You gotta smash the like button and that notification bell. We got a lot of great stuff happening out in Italy at the villa. We got a lot of great recipes. Another really quick, important tip, make sure you hit the link above or below. Grab yourself a few bottles of Vito and Joe's olive oil. We wanna drop ship that stuff right to your house. Certainly a trip to Italy right in a bottle. And the most important meaning behind my videos and why it's such an honor to invite you in our kitchen is, you know, not only to inspire you to do something fun in the kitchen, but it allows you the opportunity to celebrate your heritage, certainly every week with your family. And most importantly, you know what? It sets some traditions for you and your family. They'll last you a lifetime. I know they did for me. Hey guys, from my kitchen to yours, until next week, mwah, buon appetito.